Hello, my friends, and welcome to this explainer. I am so happy you're here today. Today, we have a pretty wonderful mission. We're going to take something that makes a lot of English learners kind of nervous, and we are going to make it completely simple, completely logical, and beautifully easy to understand. We're going to master the English past simple tense together. No confusion, no mixed-up rules, just you, me, and a super clear path to expressing yourself perfectly about things that happened in the past. Just think of me as your personal tutor sitting right beside you. We're going to unlock this whole thing together.
Okay, let's dive right into this. We're going to conquer this in 5 simple building blocks. 1. Keywords of the past. 2. The verb to be. 3. Regular and irregular verbs. 4. Negation and questions. And 5. Ability in the past.
Right, let's jump straight into section 1, keywords of the past. Think of this as finding your time machine coordinates. Before we actually travel back, we kind of need to know exactly what the past simple tense even is, right? Well, it's for actions that are completely 100% finished in the past. Done. Over with. The door is securely closed. It's not still happening. We're talking about a completely closed chapter in time. So just keep that locked in your mind. Completely finished.
So what are the actual coordinates for this time machine? Well, these are your keywords. Yesterday. Last, like last week, last month, or last year. Ago, like 2 days ago, or maybe 10 years ago. And of course, the classic phrase, in the past. My friends, honestly, whenever you read a sentence or hear someone speak and you catch one of these magic words, a little alarm should go off in your head. You instantly know, aha, this action happened in the past and it is totally finished. They really are your absolute greatest clues.
Moving right along to section 2, the verb to be in the past.
Now, think of me as your friendly older brother here, guiding you to the absolute foundation of the English language. Because before you actually do anything, you are something, right? And in the past, you were something. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it creates a perfect little cheat sheet for memorizing which pronoun goes with which verb. For the singular pronouns, I, he, she, it, we just use was. I was, he was, she was, it was. Super simple, right? And then for the plural pronouns, they, we, and you, we use were. They were, we were, you were. If you lock this pattern into your memory, it'll be your absolute anchor for everything else we're going to do today.
Let's actually see this beautiful rule in action with a couple of mini-stories. Read these with me. He was happy yesterday. Notice the keyword yesterday, and notice how he is paired perfectly with was. The action of being happy, it's completely finished. Second example, they were at school last week. Again, they pairs right up with were, and last week tells us the time machine is firmly parked in the past. Very clean, very clear.
Okay, but listen to me very carefully right now. I really need your full attention for this one. This is the golden rule, the one you absolutely must never break. Never, literally ever, use did or didn't with the verb to be. Listen, the verb to be is a strong, independent verb. It doesn't need did to help it out. If you say, he didn't be happy, oh man, my heart will just break. Please, it's he wasn't happy. Just keep did completely, absolutely away from was and were.
So you might be wondering, if we can't use didn't, how on earth do we negate? How do we actually say no? Well, it's wonderfully easy. We just attach not directly to the verb. So was becomes wasn't, like she wasn't sick. Were becomes weren't. We weren't late. And for questions, we still don't bring in any outside help. No way. We just take was or were and flip it right to the front. So instead of he was at home, we just flip the order to was he at home. It's just a really simple, elegant little dance.
Let's practice this dance together for a second. I'm looking right at you and I'm asking you a question about where you were. Were you at the park? Notice that flipped order. Were comes first and then the subject you.
And how exactly do you answer that? Well, you say, yes, I was, or no, I wasn't. But look at the clever little trap here that catches so many learners out. In the question, I asked, were you? But in the answer, you have to talk about yourself, right? So you transforms into I. And because the pronoun changed to I, the verb has to change right back to match it. I always takes was. So, were you becomes yes, I was. Honestly, once you understand this one small shift, you're going to sound just like a native speaker.
Let's move to section 3 and see how this all builds. Regular and irregular verbs.
Okay, we've mastered the state of being, so now it's time for some action. Playing, eating, studying, going. In English, action verbs are basically divided into two teams. You can kind of think of them as the obedient verbs and the rebel verbs. The regular verbs, well, they're the obedient ones. They follow a super simple, polite rule. Just add an ed, a d, or an ied to the end. So play happily becomes played. Like becomes liked. Study becomes studied. Easy. But then, oh boy, we have the irregular verbs. These guys are the rebels. They flat out refuse to follow the rules. You literally just have to memorize them exactly as they are. Go completely transforms into went. Eat turns into ate. See becomes saw. Now, don't be intimidated by the rebels. Just memorize them one by one. It's really just like getting to know new friends.
All right, welcome to Section 4, Negation and Questions.
So now we know how to talk about actions that happened, but what exactly are the tools we use for denying those actions or asking about them? Remember how I said the verb to be is super independent and absolutely hates did? Well, action verbs are the exact opposite. They absolutely love did. When we want to say no with an action verb, we use didn't. But here is the massive secret. Didn't is a really strong helper. It literally carries all the heavy luggage of the past tense. And because didn't is doing all that hard work showing it's in the past, the main verb actually gets to relax. It goes straight back to its original infinitive form. So we say, I didn't play football yesterday. We absolutely do not say, I didn't played. Since didn't already tells us it's the past, play just stays simple.
And asking a yes or no question is just as logical. It's basically a really easy 1, 2, 3 checklist. Number 1, start with our strong helper did. Number 2, bring in your subject, you, he, the dog, my mother, whatever. Number 3, add the infinitive verb. Remember, did is carrying all that past tense luggage, so the verb is just relaxing in the infinitive. Did plus subject plus infinitive. I promise you that formula will literally never fail you.
Let's actually try it out. Step 1, did. Step 2, you. Step 3, eat. Put it all together with a bit of energy. Did you eat fish? Perfect. Do you see how we absolutely didn't say, did you ate? That strong helper did handles the past tense completely, leaving eat entirely unchanged.
And the short answers for these, they're incredibly polite and totally structured. Yes, I did, or no, I didn't. English can honestly be so beautifully mathematical sometimes, can't it? You ask with did, so you answer with did. It really is just a closed circle of perfect grammar.
And that brings us to our final building block, Section 5, Ability in the Past. I have to admit, this is my absolute favorite part, because this is where you get to talk about your childhood talents, things you were able to do or maybe unable to do when you were younger. We express this ability with two absolutely wonderful words. Could for things we were able to do, and couldn't for things we weren't able to do. And the rule here is brilliantly consistent with what we just learned about didn't. So the crucial point is, after could and couldn't, the main verb must always be in its raw infinitive form. So it's just subject plus could plus infinitive.
Let's take a look at these beautiful mini-stories. When I was 3, I could run fast. Notice the structure there. We have the subject I plus could plus that infinitive verb, run. It just paints a perfect picture of a past ability. Next example. When she was little, she couldn't speak English. Subject she plus couldn't plus the infinitive speak. It's clean, it's precise, and it's wonderfully expressive.
Now, what if we want to ask a question about someone's past ability? Does this formula look a little bit familiar? It should, because it perfectly mirrors that 1, 2, 3 checklist we used earlier for did. Step 1, start with could. Step 2, bring in the subject. Step 3, add the infinitive verb. The underlying logic of the English language just repeats itself over and over, making it so much easier to master once you actually see the pattern.
So let's ask the question, could you swim when you were 6? And this brilliantly illustrates how we put all the puzzle pieces together for a complete thought. The answer matches the question beautifully. Yes, I could, or no, I couldn't. You're using the time coordinates, you're using the structure, and you're expressing pretty complex ideas incredibly simply.
My friends, just look at what we've accomplished today. You now have all 5 modular blocks. You've got the keywords, the verb to be, the action verbs, the tools for your questions, and the ability to describe your past talents. You literally have everything you need. The past tense is no longer some scary mystery. It's honestly just a tool right there in your hands. So I want to leave you with this final thought. Now that you have these incredible tools, what amazing story from your past are you going to tell first? Go out there, build your senses with complete confidence, and share your stories with the world. You are 100% ready.